Hello everyone, my name is Robert. Today we are going to be discussing a revolutionary image creation system that ChatGPT has created. If you've been keeping up with ChatGPT's capabilities, you know it's constantly evolving. The latest update is a game changer, a new native image generation feature built directly into ChatGPT. This new feature is called GPT-4o Image Generation. This isn't just a minor tweak, it completely replaces the older image generation method that relied on the DALL-E models, specifically DALL-E 1, 2, and 3. Those DALL-E versions were decent for their time, but had notable limitations in image quality and accuracy, especially with detailed prompts or photorealistic results. Now those models have been fully removed. The newer improved approach, called the 4o image generation, delivers much sharper, more realistic images that follow prompts more precisely. What once was a feature that only paid subscribers were able to use, the image generator is free to use if you have an account with ChatGPT. This app also works with the company Canva to further edit your content as well. It is awesome to see that anybody will have access to this technology. In the next sections, I will show you different interesting test cases I've tested, showcasing what this new image generator can actually do. But first, I want to set the stage by explaining where this fits in ChatGPT's evolving image capabilities and why it matters. The first use case that we are going to discuss in this video is product Mockup. The first thing I wanted to test with the new ChatGPT image generator was product mockups. This is a classic use case where you need an accurate, polished visual to present a design concept without actually creating physical prototypes. To set the stage for our discussion, an illustrative example is prominently displayed on the screen. This serves as a visual guide to help us understand the concept more thoroughly before we delve into the details of our prompt. For this test, I wrote a very detailed prompt. I described an energy drink with a dark red finish. The front needed a centered logo that says Red Storm in white lettering with a subtle embossed effect. Below the logo, I wanted the tagline, "A storm is a brewing," in a smaller orange-colored font. The logo should also include a yellow lightning bolt and clouds above the text and the bolt. The background was to be a gradient of a dark orange and white, working with the color wheel theme well. Here's an example of the energy drink mock-up it produced. It's a perfect demonstration of how this image generator can handle complex, multi-layered prompts with text, colors, and precise placements all at once, giving creators and designers a powerful tool to visualize concepts quickly and accurately. What really impressed me was how precisely the generator followed every instruction. The colors were spot on, with the dark red exterior, the font, and the icons on the drink. The logo text was spelled correctly and styled as requested, with the size and placement exactly where I said it should be. Even the embossed effect on the text came through clearly, which was unexpected given that subtle texture is tough to render with AI. The second use case that we will look at is image editing and enhancement. For this use case, I have the image generator create a photo of Michael Jordan playing basketball. I just wanted a simple photo to start off with so that the generator would be able to get used to what I am looking for. I think that it looks pretty good so far with the character and the overall atmosphere for the photo. Now that I got the image generator familiar with what I am going for, I wanted to have Michael Jordan outside of Chicago playing basketball with fans outside cheering. Here is the photo that was created. I wanted the background to be outside of Chicago, but it kind of resembles more New York in my opinion. At least the prompt got the general concept of what I wanted, but there are different details that still need to be tweaked, such as MJ's face, the lighting, and more. The nice thing about this feature is that you have the opportunity to edit and enhance your images. Here is another photo created with the same prompt, but in a different art style. I think this one might be my favorite. It doesn't leave the prompt either to do something else to the photo. I feel that it is easy to edit and enhance your pictures. The third use case that we will look at is realistic photograph with lots of text. One of the more impressive tests I ran was generating a realistic photograph that included a lot of text. This is usually a big challenge for AI image generators because text tends to get warped, jumbled, or misplaced. But with the new ChatGPT 4o image generation, it handled it exceptionally well. For this example, I asked it to create a whiteboard photo that reflected Stonehenge in England. The prompt was detailed and included a large amount of text that needed to appear clearly on the whiteboard surface. While the notes in the overall text is relatively noticeable, the smaller text is hard to view. Some of the spelling shown is incorrect and some of the text looks warped. The ability to integrate a lot of legible text into a complex environment like a whiteboard photo without losing realism or accuracy is a huge step forward. To summarize this use case, it proves the new ChatGPT image generator can handle complex images that combine realistic photography elements with detailed, precise textual information. It's not perfect. There are small tweaks needed in composition from time to time, but it's impressive and shows clear progress compared to previous models. Even with all the impressive leaps forward, the new ChatGPT image generator isn't perfect. The fourth and final case that we will talk about is creating a YouTube thumbnail. In this section, we are using the prompt to create a YouTube thumbnail. I wanted to use a simple thumbnail actually discussing on what we're doing with this video today. The prompt is that I want my face on with the text image generating. This is the result of it. I think the prompt did well, but I feel that it is not enough. I feel like there should be more details to liven it up. The second attempt feels worse in my opinion. I wrote a prompt that instead of just image generating for the text, that I would do the title of this video, and then I wanted a gradient as the background. Here is the result dot. The text is cropped off from the side, which is really odd. Also, the proportions is not correct at all for a YouTube thumbnail, which it seems the system has a hard time learning. Last but not least, my face in the thumbnail is changing, which is really funny, but I'm just confused. When generating thumbnails that require a close-up or realistic human face, the results weren't quite there. Faces could look slightly distorted or not match the prompt's description accurately. So if you rely on perfect portrait-style images for YouTube thumbnails, this tool might not fully replace traditional methods yet. In terms of speed, the generator is slower compared to other popular platforms like DALL-E, Midjourney, or Recraft. Waiting a bit longer for images to render might be a trade-off for higher quality and better adherence to prompts, but it's something to keep in mind if you're on a tight deadline. Lastly, I noticed that the generation times were slightly slower when using Teams accounts compared to Pro accounts. The difference isn't huge, but it's consistent enough that power users on Teams might experience a bit more lag. Overall, these limitations don't overshadow the progress this new feature represents. They're mostly minor quirks that will likely improve with future updates. For now, it's important to be aware of these issues so you can set your expectations accordingly and work around them when needed. After spending a full day putting ChatGPT's new image generator through its paces, I can say this is a solid leap forward compared to the older DALL-E models. The quality and realism have noticeably improved, especially in how well the images follow complex prompts. The detail and photorealism, particularly with environments and objects, are way better than before. That said, it's not perfect yet. Human likeness still needs work. Faces and portraits don't always render quite right, which limits its usefulness for certain applications like thumbnails featuring real people. The generation speed is also slower than some dedicated platforms like Midjourney or Recraft, which could be a drawback if you need lots of images quickly. In conclusion, this new native image generation feature inside ChatGPT 4.0 feels like a big step forward. It simplifies the process by keeping everything in one place and significantly boosts output quality over the DALL-E models. I'm excited to see how it evolves and to keep sharing updates along the way. If you enjoyed the content, like and subscribe the video. Until next time.